This is Gerald Brents with Mike Hughes, Plano West Wolves football coach. He finished the season up last Friday night against Plano. But the 27-17 loss, but your team really played well. Had a big crowd on Plano West side, and man, I was impressed with the intensity of the game.
Well, it was a good high school football game. Yesterday I looked at the video, and I thought defensively we played well. We just couldn't get anything going offensively. We big played them there a couple of times, but as far as establishing the run game, our consistent passing game, we didn't get it done Friday night.
You know, a lot of outstanding players for you this year. Jared Duran really had a good year. You had both your quarterbacks played well. You had some guys on defense. Who are some of the guys that really led your team this year?
Well, we had our 5 captains, of course, Damrich, Doyle. Those guys I thought played well. Doyle was banged up a little bit this year. I thought Broussard played well. Glogal came in. You know, we played 2 quarterbacks this year. Glogal was beat up a little bit late in the season, but overall, I thought those guys played well. We were just inconsistent. One night we'd play well on defense and not so on offense, or vice versa. I thought our kicking game was really good all year, with the exception of the Flower Mound game. But to win in this district, District 8-5A, you have to play consistent on all three phases, and it didn't happen for us. Very difficult year. Our kids hung in there, though. I think anybody that saw us play knew our kids didn't quit. I think that's a tribute to our assistant coaches, because I think the kids feed off their coach. So it just wasn't our year. We're going to take a little time off, and then we're going to go back to work and start getting ready for 2011.
As we go in the wrap of the season, just kind of walk us through what's going to happen between now and Thanksgiving, Christmas over at Plano West.
Well, we're going to start taking up our equipment. We're going to take probably 2 weeks off and let the kids heal up, rest up a little bit physically and mentally. And then when we come back from Thanksgiving, we're going to start bringing our Shepton kids over and our Jasper kids over, and we're going to start our preparation for the 2011 season.
Okay, good. Let's take a look at these highlights from last week's game. Coach, you go into another season, another round, another group of kids coming up, and off season right around the corner. You know, and early in off season, it's really important to set a base for your lifting. You know, you have these young kids. Some of them are as young as 15 years old that'll be over there in off season. And as far as a lifting base, and tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we will have some young kids that we'll probably bring, 15, 20 sophomores over. Most of them will be juniors or seniors in our off season. But, the first thing we're going to do is talk to them about expectations, being there every day. 100% effort every day, acting right in the classroom, acting right out in the community. So lay the expectations down. Talk about our district, how tough it's going to be, how consistent you have to be, how you have to persevere. A lot of life lessons that parents are trying to teach your kiddos right now. And then we'll start teaching them how to lift. A lot of those guys, especially the young ones, haven't lifted very much, so we'll teach them the proper technique. And then we'll, basically what we'll try to do is lift 3 days a week, and we'll do some type of agility or speed or maybe even some skills, throwing and catching the ball. That's something we've got to get better at. So we'll start laying that foundation for the 2011 season, and we're going to take a little time off here, and then we're anxious to get back to work and improve next year.
Well, you have some kids that'll play other sports, basketball, baseball.
Yeah, we'll have 2 or 3 kids that will play basketball. I know Tim Opossum is going to play basketball. Cottrell probably will play basketball, but not a whole lot. But probably 3 or 4 basketball players. Baseball players varies. One year we had 5 or 6 guys on that state championship team, but probably 3 or 4 in baseball as well. We encourage our kids to play 2 sports. To me, if you're good enough to play 2 sports, then you're going to be successful in football, baseball, basketball, whatever sport you choose.
So that's your theory about kids playing multiple sports. We hear a lot about that in the big schools, that they only have time to play on one team and be able to compete.
I don't buy that. I don't believe in that. We tell our guys, hey, after football's over, we start our off season. We want you running track. If you're not running track, we want you playing basketball. If you're not playing basketball, we want you playing baseball. So we strongly encourage our guys to play 2 sports. Coach McCullough is going to be our assistant wrestling coach this year, so we're going to encourage a lot of our linemen, offensive and defensive linemen, to get involved in the wrestling program and make that program stronger. So we do encourage them to play multiple sports.
Just the fact that they're competing and going out and fighting, when I say fighting, not literally, but just the effort that they have to put out to compete to try to win at 5A level helps them, doesn't it?
Well, in this district, you better compete, because if you don't compete, then you're going to be left out in the cold. And so I think any time they're competing, I think it's good, and I think our guys need that. So we encourage that at Plano West, and I don't buy into that theory, focus on one sport. That's not what we're about at Plano West.
Well, I agree, and I appreciate that attitude. I think it's very important for kids to expand, and if they have the interest and they want to do it. Actually, a lot of times it takes care of itself with the kids. They decide what they want to do and what they really enjoy. But a lot of times, coaches want kids to go out for other sports, and they're not really so interested in that. Doesn't that happen?
Well, if it was my son or your son and they wanted to play a second sport, they ought to have that opportunity. This is high school, and to me, those kids ought to have the best high school experience they can have, and they ought to be able to try what they want to do. Not saying they're going to make the team, but if they want to try out, to me, they ought to be offered that opportunity. And so that's what we do at Plano West.
Well, Coach, we've really enjoyed our shows this year. There's a lot of good information, a lot of fun for the public, and we've had a lot of people that we've been keeping track of. A lot of people have been watching. We'll do it again next year, and so have a great off season, and thanks for everything, and thanks for your time this year for the Plano West Wolves football show.